Settings. That's one thing. Go on Facebook. Should be live on here. It's saying live, but I'm not seeing it. There we go. There we go. Just popped up. Popped up late.
Mm-hmm. It's on your main page.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's supposed to be on all of them. Much to discuss the crystal balls. Everything I typed in the description did not show up though.
man, this
I see y'all. One second. One second.
that look good on camera too.
Getting the privacy. Hell yeah. Getting the privacy situated. Public. I don't know why this shit set to private.
Oh yeah, I do this week. It's been sent to like on your friends.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. One second.
Hey everybody, we're just working on our technical stuff. Thank y'all for joining us.
All right. Have to adjust the settings right quick. There we go. That's perfect. All right. And here we go. Hello, world. Thank you for tuning in. Today is December 1st, 2024. We have much to discuss with Crystal Boston. It's your boy. Oh, you know what?
Communication's a must. With long-term success, that's the route that I trust. And all we miss, you come back to hit us. Till we sit and think about it, we got much to discuss. Must. With long-term success, that's the route that I trust. And all we miss, you come back to hit us. Till we finally try to fix it, we got much to discuss.
I feel like I messed that up, but that I knew it was gonna be something I was missing. I didn't have this cord, brightest cord over here, brightest cord over here. Didn't even have it hooked up. Let me go to it and make sure I can hear myself on here. Sorry about doing a quick test right quick. Quick test. I feel like I messed that up, but that I knew it was gonna be something I was missing. I didn't have this cord, brightest cord over here. Okay, brightest cord over. Yeah, there we go. We got action. Hey, and we are bike. We are bike for more. Much to discuss with Krista Boss. This and every episode is sponsored by Flower of Life Dispensary. You see the logo right there in the corner. Located on 1401 East Stewart Avenue. Make sure you come through, especially if you're new. Come through and get let me see what we got. We got a free eighth if you need to come get right. We got free pre-rolls if all you can handle is a pre-roll for the day. We got $10 misfits. We got $10 misfits. It's the weekend, so well the end of the weekend. Buy one get one. Buy one get one for the eighths of misfits. But throughout the week, misfits are $10. We have wax from Light Sky Farms. We have resin from Canopy. Our ounces are starting at $70 up to $150. We got that good shake ounce. Shake ounces starting at 35 or 2 for 60. And we got that good butted up shake too. You know what I'm saying? Not that flaky. I don't know what to call it, that dusty shake. But no, we got buzz in our shit, you know, for real, that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Come through Flower of Life. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. Hope y'all have been enjoying the week. Today we have another special guest. Another a very special occasion. Um, I'm glad she is able to come through and bless much to discuss media. Um, we have writer, pageant winner, award winner, activist. I'm missing one. Activist, um, poet.
Hmm.
Hell, she does it all.
I
Everyone,
do.
welcome. Ashley Cayley.
Thank
Too much to
you.
discuss.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing, Ash?
I've been rocking with you a long time, so I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm glad to be here. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else tonight, so I'm glad to be here with you today.
Okay, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So, with everything you've been doing,
Mhm.
one of our one of our true 810 heroes, everything you've been doing around the city, your whole movement, poetry, rocking shows,
Mhm.
always setting somebody microphone on fire. You know,
True.
how you been feeling about how everything has been going for like all of the things you dream to pursue, your talents you've been
Man,
showcasing.
I would say I'm blessed. Like a lot of things I've been doing, I never thought I would do.
Yeah,
I feel like with me battling cancer, I feel like it lit a fire under my ass. Like I got to do this stuff I've been saying for years I want to do, and now I'm doing it, and the people around me are receiving it well, and that's like the biggest compliment is like the people around me are like, yeah, that's that shit. So it feels good.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. What was the last event you attended that you participated in? I should
Um,
say.
Last event I did. Oh, I had an event that RJ Leary and T Simone did for me at the McCree Theater. And I
Hey.
actually performed there, and that was I think that was the last event I did. That was in
Okay.
October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How was that turnout? Was it everything you
It was
expected?
beautiful. Like I
Okay.
told them, like I appreciated them taking the time to like do something for me in honor of me, and I cried. You know, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
I be crying, so it
That's
was
okay.
beautiful
It's
though.
okay to cry. It's okay to cry. You got to get it off your tear. You got to get it out. You got to get it out. What was different about that recent event compared to most of them you've done? Was it something that
um,
stood out?
because for that event, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to make it. I had been in the hospital and stuff, so I didn't know if I was going to be able to physically be there.
Yes.
And the fact that I was able to like physically be present with those people meant everything to me. And so it was just the idea like I was still breathing, I was living, and just being able to embrace the moment was like everything for me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what's didn't know. I'm sure the people enjoyed it.
Mhm.
That's
It
good.
was great. Had some great comedy. RJ Leary brought together some great comics, and it was just amazing. I loved Corey, so he was
Oh
there.
yeah.
Like, oh, it was just wonderful. Like, just having the people there. Like, say laughter is the best medicine. So, being able to laugh with like the people I care about, people I admire, it was amazing.
Out of your many talents,
Mm,
what's um what's some of your favorite what's some of your favorite skills of your own
mm.
that that helps motivate and keep you going?
Oh, the fact that I can convey emotion really well and I can connect with people because I emotionally can write myself into anything I create.
Mhm.
And I feel like that gives me the ability to connect with my audience and like, anybody that's hearing my words. I feel like my emotional connectivity is like my biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where do you think that comes from? How do you have that ability?
Um, I mean, I think it's just like things I've been through life. I started writing when I was like 7. It was a part of way for me to like connect with my dad.
Yeah.
And then I had a brother that passed away, and so
Um,
poetry is like my outlet to help me express myself.
Sending positive energy your way.
Yeah, and now for me with battling cancer, it's another outlet. Like it literally saved my life again. So it's like one of those things. I feel like I just embody poetry is me. Like, if you look up poetry, you see my name like right up underneath it. Like,
Hey, I seen it. I seen
it's
it.
who I am.
I seen it. How did you know you were capable of creating poetry, and how did that begin for you?
I wrote my first poem when I was 7, and I wrote it for my dad. So that, because my dad's a poet. Well, my dad was a poet. He passed away, but my dad's a poet, and I wanted to write something to show him, like, hey, like I'm special too, because I grew up in a house full of boys.
Yeah.
They were all athletes and everything. So I wanted something that made me stick out among my brothers and stuff. So I wrote that poem, and my dad was like, "It's no way you wrote this." And I was like, "Yeah, I wrote that." And my mom had to tell him, like, "No, I seen her sit there and write that poem." So, and the fact that my dad was so amazed by what I wrote was just like, I said, okay, I guess I'm good at this.
Yeah. And you said you were 7?
Mhm.
First time. Do you remember that poem?
Yeah, open door. As you grow through life, you have to open doors. But as life grows even bigger, you have to open door after door. But once you get to the final door, it is your door to great life. Open your doors right.
You wrote that at 7.
I was 7.
What was you reading, man? What was you reading
I
on
was
to be writing
7.
like that, girl? What inspired that type of creativity? Like, you were always like paying attention to your dad
Mhm.
create.
Yeah, I was always paying attention to my dad create, but also I was like one of those kids that like sat and observed people all the time.
Yeah.
And so I would just sit and write about like the people around me, things I saw. And so I guess I had a lot of time to myself, and I would just write, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. Um, what's some of the biggest joys that writing has brought to your life over the years?
Ooh, I would say as of recently, like being able to share my art with other people. So whether it's like through my albums or performing live or even being able to collaborate with like some of my favorite people, like that's been like the biggest joy for me, for real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She got an album too, y'all.
I do.
Couple of, how many albums you got?
I got 2.
2?
Hmm.
2. Don't tell me. Poetry Advisory?
Yep, that was my first album.
That's the first
Mhm.
one. Okay, you gotta remind me of the second one.
Black God.
Black God. Okay. Damn, I did not want no hint, but I'm like, damn, I don't want to take too long. Black God and Poetry Advisory.
Hmm.
Those are some heavy titles. Some heavy titles. Tell us how did you come up with the names for these projects? Let's start with the first one, Poetry Advisory, because I like that one. I like that one. I saw you talking a little bit about them on your previous interviews
Hmm.
on Keep It 1,000 Bars, Superstar Spotlight with Brandon Houston. You want to elaborate more on
Yeah.
how you chose the titles?
Yeah, so with Poetic Advisory, that album was like my first project. That was the project I was like, all right, if I die, I want people to remember me with this project. I released like my poem I wrote when I first got diagnosed with cancer. I released that poem. A lot of poems are like very deeply personal to me,
Yes.
but also me being like uncensored. Because like a lot of times I've always bit my tongue and not said what I want to say authentically.
Yeah.
So that project was just me being my raw, authentic self. With Black God is me like exploring like more of my spirituality, but also me being very raw and authentic with myself. On that project features my brother Courtney Bell, and we have a track where we like kind of go back and forth with each other. And for me to be able to express myself without filter, without judgment, without worrying about, oh, how is somebody going to receive this, was everything for me. And so I embodied Black God in the track. There's 7 tracks on there. And so 7 is like the number of completion. And so it was like very intentional, like how I did the album.
Okay. For the first one,
Mhm.
Poetry Advisory, you said with that one you were aiming to be more of your raw, authentic self.
Mhm.
Like no holding back, no biting your tongue.
Yeah.
What led you in that direction for the first one? So we're like, okay, I know this is what I want to do. This is what I want to push for. for like the theme of this album?
That album I released like 1 year into my cancer journey, and around that time they were starting to tell me my prognosis, and I wasn't having like a good prognosis at all.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, I want to release something that other people can listen back to and be able to hear my voice and hear my thoughts and what I was going through during that time. So that was like my baby. I was like, I've got to release this. I don't care what nobody says. This has got to happen. And yeah, I released that 1 year into my cancer journey in 2022 is when I released that.
Okay. Um, 1 year into your how long did that project take to create?
I actually started working on it like the same year I got diagnosed, but I didn't release it until like a whole year later.
Um, was it like a how was it in the creation process? Was it like a roller coaster of emotions?
Oh yeah, no, like it was a roller coaster of emotions. But I worked with Tez. He helped me. He
Shout out to
executive
Tez.
produced the album for me. He did all the mixing and mastering. I just did my vocals. He did all the hard part. But it was great working with somebody like him because he's a great artist himself. And so being able to work with him, he gave me like the tools that I need to like because I've never done anything over music before. And so he gave me like some really great knowledge as far as like because you're doing poetry, just let it flow. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll back you up. Just let it flow. I'll figure out the rest. So it was emotional, but it was worth it because I was able to like create my first baby and I was proud of it. So
Yeah. How was the feeling when you finally realized it's done? It's
I
complete.
was
The first one is
scared.
complete.
I was scared because I didn't know how it was going to be received. I didn't know what people were going to say. Um, I didn't know if my message was said clear enough, through the poems. And so I think I was more scared about like what other people were gonna think, honestly.
Yeah. Um. Why? What were you scared of?
Judgment. I was afraid that because a lot of the poems are like really deeply personal, and I think I was afraid of what people would think about me or what they would say about me, or if they would be like, "Why would she say that?" Like, because some of the poems I talked about like suicide. I talked about like what it felt like to be in that pit of darkness, and most of the time when people see me, they're like, "Oh, she's so love and light," and I'm like, "Cause I am," but people don't know I do have that darker side of me too, and I just choose to keep that like hidden away from like the people. So.
You never know what anyone is going through
Hmm.
until they tell you. Really?
True.
Yeah, yeah. You never know. You gotta be careful with how you treat people and talk to people, stuff like that. People can be dealing with the most, and the best we can do is just keep spreading positive energy,
Hmm.
because negativity don't help, especially when you're going through the most health wise shit like that. I understand. You only want to be around positive vibes.
Definitely.
um so creating this project, it gave you a huge boost of inspiration for yourself to
Hmm.
keep pushing for more off of the first project,
Yeah.
Poetry Advisory. What was the benefits off of the first project? Like what came to be right off of that? Like shows, events,
Yeah, I
awards.
feel like I had like a lot of shows. I had events. I think the biggest thing was that people see me more as like an artist other than just an activist. Because a lot of people know me as like AshleyCae, the activist. They don't know me as the poet, or like they weren't in those like poetry corners back in like the days. They don't know me as a poet, and
Yeah.
so I feel like they got to experience me as like an artist and a creative and like with the project.
Yeah. Um how do you starting as a poet,
Mm.
were you doing you said okay, now you started writing poetry at 7.
Hmm.
You took it more seriously, you said
Yeah, my brother passed
when your
away.
brother passed. What year was that?
Oh, and I was 8 or 9 around that time.
Oh, so right after you started
Yeah.
writing poetry, basically.
Hmm.
um what was your first poetry show or slam event? What is the correct term I should use right now?
So
Because I can think of
okay,
like
so
three different ones.
poetry slams are more so like where poets are like competing. And then like
Mm,
poetry events are more so like where you're just kind of like showing your craft. You might go pen to pen with somebody, but it's not like on a scale. You're not being timed. So like they have like a certain time. So they might say you have like a minute and a half, or you may have 2 minutes 30, and you have to like stay within that time. I personally don't like slamming. I have slammed before. It's not my niche.
the
I don't
slam is
like
the
it.
competition,
Yeah,
and
it's the
then you,
competition.
you said the event.
Yeah, it's just like you're just sharing your art with people.
Okay. So what about poetry show? Is there a difference in saying poetry
It's
show?
about the same thing as like events. They're about the
Event?
same. Yeah.
Okay, showing events. Am I missing one, or is it just slams, events, and
Slams, events. Sometimes I have showcases. So like showcases may debut like 4 or 5 poets, and they're like the whole main part of the show.
okay, okay. I think I remember like you and people like Alpha Drew talking about
Hmm.
what was it like the 3 minute
Hmm.
the three talk to us about that again.
So
How does that work?
so the 3 minute rule is like a so when you slam, you have like a limited of time that you're supposed to do your piece, like within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And so you want to try to stay within that time and don't not want to go over because you get points deducted. But also you don't want to do like less either because if you go less then you get points deducted as well. Because the
Mm.
judges want to see like the full ability of your pen. So if you limit yourself and you only do like a minute 30, but they gave you a whole like 4 minutes, I mean, you missed out on a lot of
Yeah, you
time.
cheating
So.
yourself. Okay. Damn. What was the highlights of doing those type of would that be events?
Yeah.
Okay.
What type of events? I would say for me, like I got to meet a lot of poets. So like I met Drew back when in the Nobody Big Yet days. So I had
Yeah.
just moved here.
Shout out to nobody big yet. Shout
Yeah, I
out to
had
Alpha
just
Drew.
moved back here from Texas. I just came back here from Dallas. I was 17 years old. Um, I had never been here in the poetry scene in Flint.
Yes.
So I went to like the showcases. They used to have like the McCree Theater and stuff, and I used to go there and perform when they had like open mics and stuff. And then I joined Fire. I worked with her, and we did events and stuff. And then I
Hey,
did
shout out
stuff
to
with
Fire
like
Sis.
you know um, a lot of things through the GFAC and the Greater Flint Institute of Arts and doing poetry there. So I was 17 when I like first started here in Michigan. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was different. Yeah.
Okay, okay. What year was this?
2011.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And I met you about 2014.
Yeah. 2013, 14.
Yeah,
Because we
between
met like do the Artistic Visions
yeah.
days.
Was it at the GFAC
Hmm.
as well?
So that
Okay,
was like
okay,
2013, 14. Yeah.
okay.
I've known you a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah. I remember that. It was the days. That was the first time I was around like many poets. Like I've known poets like out in the streets and shit, but I've
Mhm.
never seen them live performing like until I got to see the AshleyCaes of the world, the Key Rays of the
Oh yeah, I
world, the
love her.
Fire Sis of the world, Amber Hassan. Like y'all were
Mhm.
Prodigy. Y'all were some of like the first poets I've seen live. Like when Artistic Visions was presenting the spotlight night at
Mhm.
the Greater
Yep.
Flint Arts Council. And you guys, I feel like I'm missing somebody. But
It's a lot of us.
yeah, it's a lot.
The
It's
community's small but big at the same time. It's a
yeah,
lot
but
of us.
watching people like yourself, Fire, Key Ray, Prodigy, like you guys really inspire me to like deliver my hip hop songs in more of a poetic deliverance,
Mhm.
like a poetic spoken word deliverance, instead of just rapping it.
Mhm.
Like y'all made me really want to switch it up some and cater to the crowds, and then that led to many great things. So yeah, just off of you guys' inspiration. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all because definitely Definitely something to watch. All
Oh
of
yeah.
y'all going back to back to back.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was fun. That was fun. Take me back. That was the days,
Oh
man.
yeah.
I
Definitely was
think I need
days.
to post some of that old footage. I got
I
old
have old
footage.
footage that you sent me that you shot of me
Yeah.
at the GFAC.
I sure got some. I got some footage of you. Yeah, anybody who was tearing the stage up, I got old footage. I just got to go back and dig for it. But I know I got it. Shit, I was always recording, especially some talents come on the mic. Let
Mm.
me see. We're missing out on some of the comments. Shout out to everybody viewing
Hey
Facebook
Belle.
Live, Instagram. Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Peter Larry Lau, what's good? Appreciate it, brother. Brandon Houston, your favorite actor, right on time. Barry Sanders, yes, sir.
Hey Barry.
Dion O's says live on YouTube. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Barry sent some hearts.
Hey Barry.
Said I'm proud of you.
I appreciate y'all so much.
Dre Hood, hey Ashley. I love you.
I love you too.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the Miss Ashley K. Lee, Dr. Wise Word.
Yes, those are old days. I was going by Dr. Wise Word back then.
How'd you come up with that name?
Okay, so I always wanted to go to school to be a doctor, and that's
Okay.
what I'm doing
What
now.
kind of doctor?
Psychologist. So
Okay.
I want to help military vets and stuff. So my friends always call me like doctor, doctor, doctor. And Wise Word was like a spinoff of like how I'm good with my words or whatever. And so I just put them together like, oh, I'm Dr. Wise Word. So like from the time I was 8 all the way up until I was like in my 20s, I was going by Dr. Wise Word. I just started going by AshleyCae because my brother Courtney Bell was telling me, he was like, people got to know your name.
Mhm.
Like when you go into rooms, people need to know who you are. He was like, and your name is so unique. And I was like, but people know me as Dr. Wise Word. If I change my name now, like I can't change it. But now people know me as AshleyCae, and it's funny because a lot of people don't know me as Dr. Wiseword. So it's like if you were to come around and be like, "Hey, Dr. Wiseword," it's like you saying my street name. They wouldn't even know who I am.
You get a lot of good feedback though, Dr. Wise Word.
Oh yeah,
So you ain't want to change it.
I did want to change it, but I did, and I thank my brother for that because I feel like now people know me by my name and they know me, and not like a character of myself. Because Dr. Wiseword wasn't like my authentic self. It was like the version I felt like people wanted to know of me. And where I feel like AshleyCae is like raw. I can say what I want to say, and people either take it or they don't.
Okay. So we're doing taking it more serious,
Mm.
putting your getting your feet wet, getting your foot in the dough. About you said 2011.
Yeah.
What was your I can't remember if you already mentioned it. What was your first event? Your first show?
The first event I did here was a Nobody Big Yet event they
Okay,
had
that's
did at the McCree Theater, the old McCree Theater, not the one they had now, but the old building.
okay. Was the old one on Pearson?
The old one was like, I feel like it was like right across the street from where they have the new one.
From where?
Right across, like literally right across from where they have the new ones
Oh,
at
where the
now.
new? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I've been to the old one. I don't think I've been to the old one.
A lot of people say they don't notice the difference. Like they really seem similar, but they move. Like they're just not in the same building anymore.
I went where it's at now
Mhm.
to RJ Leary had an event over the summer.
He's funny as hell.
Like July. Yeah, RJ hilarious. It was like July or something like that. I think it was. It was pretty cool. Ja'Cory was performing there too.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Who else? Ja'Cory, Veronica.
She's funny too.
Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy. I didn't even know Veronica was like into comedy.
I didn't either.
I know her as an author.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, she doing comedy too. Y'all be doing everything, man. I love it. I love it. Shit. Veronica, you got to come back on the show. Talk to us about that.
For real.
Hey, for real, for real. So, when did you begin expanding outside of poetry
Mhm.
and like getting involved in activism, for example?
Okay, so activism actually started back when I lived in Dallas. I did activism. I came here and I started doing my activism was heavy like in the Flint water crisis. And then it was the Black Lives Matter movement. And now my activism is like healthcare reform. So I'm really heavy into that because our healthcare system's fucked up. So like that's what
Yeah.
I'm into now. It's just finding out
She ain't
ways how
lying.
we can get
She
that
ain't
shit
lying.
together. Because I tell you firsthand, it's not good.
Yeah. Where did that come from to want to get involved, and then like to where you just decided to do it, and it's been like no looking back really. You've just been
Honestly,
from different, situation to
yeah,
situation. You've been involved.
I feel like for me, it's in my blood. My grandmother was a Black Panther. And so I feel like it's just in my DNA. It's like to stand up and speak for people without a voice. And it got to the point before me when I realized, like, with the healthcare reform, at first I was doing the activism because I'm like, I'm suffering. And then I realized, like, damn, I'm not the only one suffering. Like, there's other people who are suffering more, if not the same as I am within this system. And so now, I'm all for the like, destroy the system, fix it back, So that's what I'm doing now. But my grandmother inspired me because she broke walls and barriers as a Black woman, especially like back in those days. So like she's my inspiration for that, for real.
That's dope. What was some of your favorite stories you heard from her back then?
Oh, I mean, like some of the crazy stories she would tell me, like about the water hoses and the dogs and them marching. And she was a Kennedy girl, so she worked with John F. Kennedy when he was president and helped like pass out his flyers. And she actually like was hands on with him because back in those days, the president was like more hands on with the people they
Yeah.
work with. So she was like a Kennedy girl, and like just hearing her stories about her really trying to make a change of what she thought she could do back in
Yeah.
those days. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How has it been? What's been the wildest events for you in the middle of being an activist?
Oh man. Oh, probably an event. Wait, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell a story. So I had an
Hey, we
event,
got much to discuss. Go ahead.
had an event where we were protesting, and we got hit with pepper spray and rubber bullets.
Damn. Where is
Yeah,
this at?
we were downtown, not Lansing, but like the Lansing area. We were down there. We were protesting. They like pepper sprayed us. There was rubber bullets, and we weren't even a large crowd, which was like the wild part of it. So yeah. But thing is, that wasn't even my first time being hit with rubber bullets. When I lived in Texas, I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school, and in Texas, it's like heavy racism there. And so we had a race war break out in our school, and it was like the black kids and Mexican kids and the white kids, and the whole war broke out. I came into school in the middle of the whole war 'cause I didn't know what was going on. The police came in there, shot us up with bullets, like the metal, like BB bullets. Shot us up, pepper sprayed us. I still have an indention in my leg from it.
Damn.
Yeah, it was wild. My mom went up to that school raising hell.
Damn.
Yep.
Um. Shit. How'd you get out of that mess? Like.
My best friend Brandon, at the time, he passed away, but he protected me in the mix of it because it wasn't no way out. We literally had to wait till it all died down. They handcuffed him, tried to handcuff me. And I was like, yeah, no, y'all gonna call my mama. I'm underage and y'all didn't hit me. Like, we're bleeding. We ain't got hit with pepper spray. Like, y'all gotta call my mama. They didn't want to call my mom, what they did. Um, Come to find out, it's a whole race war thing. I didn't even know what was going on because I hadn't been there the day before. So I was late to the party and got shot with a bullet. So
Wow. Wow. That shit crazy. That is just crazy. Yeah. Dr. Wise Word, the activist. Yes. Out here taking rubber bullets and shit. Damn.
and they hurt, by the way. If anybody's ever been, they hurt. They hurt. I don't care what they say. They say they're supposed to be like non-lethal because of course they're not gonna kill you, but you gonna be that for a minute because they hurt. So
Yeah. So, how do you balance being an activist and a poet?
mm.
How does that work out for you?
I feel like my poetry is my activism because I tell a lot of stories through my poetry, and so I'm able to use that as like a tool to connect with people or convince people like, hey, this is worthwhile of you listening to.
Yeah. You implement a lot of your experience through activism
Mm.
and into your writing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think because it's easy for me to convey the story, but also where I make it easy for people to digest. Because a lot of times when you hear like stories on the news and stuff, it's really hard to like sit there and stomach what they have to say.
Yeah.
Versus if I write a poem about it and you're like, okay, you can kind of sit back and listen to what's being said.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite pieces that stand out to you the most writing about some of your experience as an activist?
Oh, being black and being black and the underman, I think are like the two poems that stick out the most, like for my activism. And the underman is actually a poem I like put in a vault. I've only performed it twice,
Yeah.
and the second time I performed it, a white man threatened me with like physical violence, and I've never performed it since.
Wow. He was that butthurt, huh?
Oh yeah,
That's what he heard. Something you struck a nerve.
I did.
Which part you think got him the most?
Is this how the white man was born to live? Whipping and stealing and trying to kill. Poverty is the Negro's best friend.
Hmm.
I know exactly what the line was.
Damn. He felt some type of way.
Definitely did.
Shit. So, um, Black God.
Yeah.
When did what year was that?
This year. I just dropped Black God this year.
When did you start putting in the work to the what was when was the beginning for Black God, like the start process?
Oh no, Black God I dropped. Yeah, I dropped this year. Last year, this year. This year I dropped Black God. Yeah,
Was
this
that
year.
earlier this year?
Yep,
Like,
March this year.
okay, I was
Yeah,
about to say
yeah.
spring.
I had the same thing. My memory ain't that good, but yeah, this year I dropped it. I started working on it in 2023.
Mhm.
So I started like brainstorming. That project is produced by my friend Day Solo. He lives out in Detroit.
Shout out to Solo.
Yeah, I love him. I had started working on it because around that time, I got my terminal diagnosis in January this year. So for me, it was like I had to do this because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to ever release another project. Well, full project. So for me, it was like I had to really do this. It was important that people heard the stories I had to tell because this is probably going to be my last album I do.
Um, and then this the more spiritual.
Yeah, definitely more spiritual.
What's what's some of the projects that stand out to you on Black God?
The track Ethereal that features my brother Courtney Bell, because that track is just me and him like being really vulnerable with each other, and it healed a part of me because
Hey, there we go. Um, Hope everybody can hear me. Had a phone call come through, and it kind of like, oh, somebody gave me a thumbs down. That's my apologies. I got to get these settings right.
hopefully y'all can hear us. If y'all can't, let us know.
Okay. Um,
And shout out to Artless Visionary. I love me some him. He's a great artist. He's out of New York. Me and him actually have some projects we're working on. So.
this is not. Okay, that. I gotta fix that. Damn phone calls. I don't even know how to fix It's still, I have no idea what it's looking like on y'all end right now. It's still,
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
okay.
Anyway.
Okay, it's just on this on the control board. It's saying
Yes, I
okay. My control board look like everything is fucked up right now, so I have no idea. Um, so um, damn, that kind of threw me off. I gotta get that fixed. I'm trying to remember the last thing I asked you. I know we was talking about Black Eye.
Yeah, it's about the tracks.
We were talking about the one you did with Corey.
Yeah, Courtney. Yeah, my brother Courtney Bell.
Courtney Bell. Okay, and you said you did some venting on that one.
Yeah.
Gave you some. What was, I'm trying to think exactly what you said.
It gave me some healing. It healed a part of me that I needed healing.
Absolutely. What was it about that song and how you guys approached?
So the concept of that track was like similar to like Waterman that Kendrick Lamar did, where he did like the conversation between him and Tupac.
Okay.
So
okay. That was on the Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah. So the concept was kind of like me and him have this place. It's called like Ether, which is like a spiritual place. And I always say like we can always visit each other there. And so it's almost like a conversation with him having with me, but we're not in the same room. We're not even in the same world with each other. Um, and so we were just able to really like be our raw and authentic selves and talk to each other. And he recorded his part without me ever even hearing it. And so all the responses and things we're saying were like unwritten, unedited, just us really being raw with each other.
That's fire. That's fire. Is that the only time you've done a track like that?
Yeah, this is the only time I ever did a track like that.
That's fire. That's fire. We need to go back and tap into Black God, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all haven't. What this is a hard question. Do you have a favorite of the two albums?
Yeah, I would say Black God is my favorite album.
Most recent one.
Yeah, I think because um, with that one, I have more clarity as far as like what I wanted to sound like and what I really want to say, and like I'm not as anxious. With this project, I was just really carefree and I was more relaxed with it, and I feel like it came out better than my first one. Also, that's because it's like trial and error, trying to figure out like how I wanted to sound. So.
Yeah, but you got it exactly how you wanted it though.
It's perfect.
That's dope. That's dope. Um, damn, we've seen you on some. What was some of your favorite shows you've done this year? Hey, how you doing?
Oh, not this year. It was last year. I did a show with AshleyCae that he does wine and rhymes, and I was a poet on there, and it was so dope because he's like one of my favorite artists here in Flint.
Yeah, shout out to AshleyCae.
Like the fact like he reached out to me and stuff and wanted me to like be on there, and I was like, I'm just a poet though, like because most of the time I think I like rappers, so I didn't think I would fit in. He's like, I was like, all right,
Oh, no, it's hella poets.
You want me to come?
Poets, singers, everybody.
I think it was one of the first shows for that year too. We did it, and so it was like really dope. I'd never done anything like that before.
Okay. My first wine and rhymes wasn't until January of this year. Mm-hmm. But wine and rhymes is a special.
It is so special.
Special event series. I'm always down to do that. I know I have fun at an event catered to you.
Yes.
My first time ever attending anything at the Hive.
Yes.
Hive Holistic.
Oh, I love them over there.
Yeah. Tell me how that came about.
So Alberto and Hunter are like they're my chosen family. They're my chosen brother and sister. I actually met them through my brother Courtney, and they're very like just aware of my story and stuff. And around that time, Tamika, I had no idea that along with Tamika, they were putting together something for me. I didn't know. Um, I had seen the flyer going around and stuff, and I had no idea it was for me. I was just like, hey, like, you guys, what's going on? How can I help? And everybody's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, damn, y'all don't want me to help. Like, I'm helpful. I can help you out.
What the first flyer consists of?
So the first flyer was just like talking about an event that was going on. It didn't have like any other information really. It was just a purple event that said they had like a headliner, but didn't have a headliner name or anything. And it just said it was like a special event. And so I'm thinking like, okay, and I seen like Alberto and Hunter and Tamika and Sherman, and I'm like, okay, like, what's going on? Like, nobody's not seeing anything. I'm like, I love to live a helping hand any way I can, you know. And when I found out it was for me, I cried, you know, because to have people come together for me and support me means everything, especially like dealing with the cancer stuff. Um, I found out the hard way that insurance does not cover a lot of things I deal with. So a lot of things I have to pay out of pocket. So my family has to come together. And now it's just my mom by herself and my dad passed away. It's hard. So to have people come and be like, hey, we're going to help raise some money and just make you feel good, it was everything. I cried like a baby.
Um, that event was fun.
It was very special to me.
I don't even remember who asked me to be a part of it, but I said yes.
And I was so surprised to see you. I'm like, I had no idea. Like, nobody told me that. That was like best keep secret ever.
Yeah. Man, what was it? Key Ray? Somebody I can't remember. I feel like Key Ray told me to look into it. I can't remember, but it was fun. I was glad to be a part of that for you. Um, so you mentioned it a few times. Your current battle with cancer.
Yeah.
Um, how was it? What was it like finding out? And like, what led up to you finding out? Like, what was the first? What was the first time you felt like something was off, something was wrong, and led to what you initially found out, that the news that changed your life?
So I got diagnosed in 2021, but back in like late 2019, 2020, I was really sick. Like I'm in and out of the hospital. I'm in and out of doctor's offices. Everybody's claiming they don't know what's going on. I'm asking them to run tests. They're running tests. Things are coming up normal, but they're not checking anything. I got misdiagnosed 3 times before I got the proper diagnosis. And sadly, it took for a doctor that looked like me to care about me.
Yeah. When you first start feeling something was wrong, like what type of feels were you having?
I was having pain, like burning pain all over my body for like no reason. And itchiness. Itchiness is like a sign of leukemia, like abnormal itchiness, just like itchy, like for no reason. I would take Benadryl and nothing was working. And I didn't know that that was like a sign of blood cancer. It was like the itchiness was like a warning. And then my spleen was enlarged. And so my spleen was so enlarged, you actually could like see it through my skin. And the doctors knew it was enlarged as well, but they were just like, oh, well, you have this, you have that. And so I went a little bit over a year undiagnosed with the proper diagnosis. And when I got diagnosed, I was already at stage 3. Yeah.
Um, how many before you found out exactly what was going on, like how many back and forth visits and like how much time did that take? Like, months at a time,
Oh,
scheduled
yeah.
between visits.
Like sometimes I wouldn't be able to see a specialist for like 3 months because like specialists you have to like schedule out.
Yeah.
But I was in and out the ER like 3 to 4 times a week. So I was having like chronic migraines, pain. Like I was having unbearable pains when I couldn't even sleep. I was having days at a time where I just didn't sleep because I was just in so much pain. And so mom said, "Yeah, we need to figure out what's going on." And I'm glad I stuck to my gun because otherwise I would have never known, what I really had. So.
Um, Damn, how did you manage like day by day? Like I know it had to be a struggle, but like that pain and you still got to live throughout every day and manage. You know what I'm saying? Your daily living. Like how was the adjustment process?
Honestly, the adjustment I masked. So I was just faking like I was okay. And like when I would close my door, I was like having major breakdowns, like anxiety attacks. Um, my mental health was horrible, like the worst it had ever been, because I felt like I was going crazy. I'm telling these people something's wrong with me. But they're telling me, oh, yeah, PCOS. Oh, it's because you're diabetic. I'm like, I've never been diabetic. I don't have diabetes. My sugar never been high. You know, and it's like they're giving me all these diagnosis without probably looking at anything. And I'm like, okay, well, why is my head always hurting? Oh, well, you have migraines. But y'all not giving me medication to treat my migraines. Y'all sitting me home telling me, oh, just take ibuprofen. But then I'm taking some ibuprofen and it's causing stomach bleeding. You know, so then I had other issues going on related because now I'm popping ibuprofen, you know, like candy because I'm trying to stop my pain. But the ibuprofen is not helping, you know, so.
All them pills ain't nothing but a mask.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cover up what's really going on. Um, now, ibuprofen, son. Yeah, thinking nothing else. Better.
Right, nothing else better.
Um,
They're like, no, take these ibuprofen 800s.
so has have you have you found anything to help and relieve a lot of the pain, the severe pains you go through compared to when before you were diagnosed?
Yeah, so now I use like RSO and CBD. Those are like my two go-to. Alberto over at High Holistic, he helps me with like a lot of my herbal and holistic care things.
Hey, shout out to Alberto.
Yeah, he's amazing. Him and Hunter, like they really help me when it comes to like holistic care, and I feel like the holistic medicine has helped bring me over with a lot of things. And so I feel like it's helped me in a lot of ways that pills and stuff weren't able to. Um, but not only that, like my insurance refused to cover my pain medication I'm supposed to get anyway, so it's like I had to find an alternative. So.
Okay. You still looking for an alternative?
Mm-mm.
Or you had to find?
Yeah, I had to find one. I had to start looking for like holistic medicine because the medicine I'm supposed to take through my doctor, the insurance won't cover.
Damn insurances, damn doctors. How the holistic treatments compared to everything else you tried before?
I would say the holistic treatments have been wonderful. They give me a great deal of peace of mind because even if it doesn't directly help with the pain, it does help relieve the mental stress. And so for me, mentally being more calm helps me not have like anxiety over the actual physical pain. So the holistic stuff is amazing.
It's that natural healing. Yeah, I need to learn more of that lifestyle right there. Real, real. Right here. I done messed the comment things up. I was trying to bring the comments back up, but I don't know what happened. I gotta change that setting in there. Damn. So, with it's been a big change. Like I'm sure you have to find like a new normalcy
Yeah.
for yourself and a way of living. Like what's been some of the things that you've had to what's been some of the things that you had to like adjust to and like remove from your life based off of your current health condition that was like difficult to like separate yourself from or break out of the habits of?
Procrastination. So I was the person who's like, oh, I can do it tomorrow. But in my case, like tomorrow might not come, so I can't wait to do stuff tomorrow. If I can do it today, I gotta do it today. And I think also um, my honesty, like me being honest with people, how I feel about them, how I love them, how I care about them. Like, I let people I know around me like, hey, I love you, because I get to tell it to you tomorrow, and I just want the people around me to know, like I love y'all, I care about y'all, I appreciate y'all, because for me, um, I want the last thing anybody remembers about me is my love and my light. If anything else, that's what I want people to remember. I don't want people to remember me being in pain or, me being sad and stuff. But no, like, remember me being happy. Remember my love and light. So that's like the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah, it does seem like it gave you like it lit an extra fire.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Extra. I wish we could have that fire before we find out something is wrong.
Oh yeah.
For real, for real. That's just kind of been similar with me, and like getting fed up with all my health struggles. Um, yeah, I just I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm about to push towards better, push towards everything I want in life
Right.
before it's too late. I wish I always had that drive though. It's like, man, like, why I
Me
gotta wait
too.
till my health is like kicking my ass to be like, man, I can't take this shit no more.
I swear, I just made a post earlier. I was like, it's wild how I am at my highest point in my career where my health is at its lowest. I'm like, I hope I'm not one of those artists that like die when I'm at like the peak of my career and stuff.
Yeah, I've thought about that with myself,
Yeah.
um, dealing with my health issues, um, spinal surgeries. Um, I was born with scoliosis, but didn't find out until like I was a teenager. And so like dealing with a lot of things, eternal, being deformed, like everything is like how our inside should function. Everything isn't lined up correctly and stuff like that. And then also, like you said, years of popping pills like Skittles and shit that the doctors prescribed. That didn't do me any good.
Right.
Didn't do me any good. Messed my insides up even more. Taking like 5 different prescription pills,
Yeah.
a day, several times a day. Some of those pills you got to take like 3 times a day.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Like clockwork.
yeah. And then there was times like me trying to keep up with the medications, trying my hardest to rid myself of the pain.
Yeah.
I would pop the pills before I even get a chance to eat. Like moving slower and slower, but gotta get out the house, gotta go to work. It's like, damn, I didn't get a chance to eat, but fuck it, let me just pop these, drink some orange juice,
Right.
and keep going. And that messed me up even more. And just trying to hide from the pain, just trying to hide from the pain, and didn't do nothing but was ruining myself more. But I wish we can do a better job with teaching the natural ways of healing and the proper ways of treating yourself for certain things.
For sure.
Because we are so not fully educated on what we should be doing, so for our health, for our bodies. We can do a lot better with that.
Oh yeah, for sure can.
What's with everything you've been battling with after finding out about cancer, how have you took your experience and maybe like encouraged others to keep fighting through their battles or help others, what I'm saying, push push past those mental barriers that your health could like corner you into?
Oh yeah. One of the things I did is I joined the Blood Cancer Foundation, and I became an ambassador. So I work with them like advocacy, like going and speaking at schools and like healthcare conventions and stuff. But then like telling my story. I talk about my story. I'm very raw about it, and I let people know they're not good days. Because I feel like a lot of times people are too ashamed to tell when they're not having good days. And so I just show people like, hey, like you can have not good days and still be a great person. You can have not good days and still, go out and do what you have to do. It's been plenty of days I've had worse days, and I go and I perform, and people will be like, how are you here? And I just tell people, I'm like, it's the grace of the Most High. It's my spirit. Like I was supposed to be here, so I'm here. And I just show people like, hey, like if I can do it, I know anybody can do it. I know if my grandmother could go through the stuff she went through back in the days, I was like, I can handle little old cancer. Like, it ain't got nothing on me. So
That's beautiful. That's strength right there. That's strength right there. Ashley has always been so sweet with a beautiful soul.
thank you.
That's dope. That's dope. People need that inspiration. I hate that you have to be going through it to deliver that message upon others, but sometimes those who are actually in the shit, fighting the battles,
Yeah,
you know, your voice is well received, your message is well received to others because you can relate, you got the experience. So, I'm sure there are many people who very much appreciated you speaking to them about your journey. You never know how that can help someone else.
yeah, that's true.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. So what's been, how's everything been with like dealing with cancer
Mm-hmm.
since you've been officially diagnosed in
Yeah,
21?
2021. Yeah.
And still, I mean, it did light a light a bigger fire under you.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like balancing, everything, the treatments and recovery, and still being an activist, being a poet, being a model, and still making so much happen for yourself,
Yeah.
attending and supporting many events out here. Um, how has it been balancing all of that along with your health struggles?
Honestly, I just tell myself, like, if my soul says I need to be there, I'll show up. Like, sometimes I've gone to things right after chemo, and I'm like, if my soul says I gotta be there, I'll go. And I always say, well, I'll just deal with the pain, tomorrow. Cause like, I know tomorrow I'm gonna be in pain anyway, so it's like, I just deal with the pain tomorrow. But lately I've been learning to stay still. I've had to learn to be still because I realized a lot of me being busy was me trying to cope with it all. And so I've forced myself lately just to be still, be in it. It's okay. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to, not be loving light all the time. And I've had to give myself that permission just to be still. Along with my brother Courtney being like, yeah, I need you to keep your ass at home. So I'm like, all right, bro.
Um, and it's hard to stay at home,
I swear it's hard to stay at home. I'm
especially
here with you right now. He texts my phone like, what are you doing? I got to do a show in there. Ain't no something I gotta do. People I need to talk to.
because like sometimes it can be like it's mentally, when you going through something, like last thing you want to do most of the time is just sit in the house. You want to get out here and get active, take it off your mind.
Right.
It helps clear up your mind some. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I don't like I don't like avoiding like getting out here enjoying life just because of my pain and my struggles. I've done that enough over the years. Like after I met you
Mm-hmm.
about 10 plus years ago,
Yeah.
like my health started to get worse, and then I let that shit get to my head to where like I wasn't leaving the house. Like I wasn't trying to go nowhere no more because it was like man, I don't know how to deal with some of these things, and I always got to stop and like separate myself from like what's actually happening to
Mm-hmm.
attend to my health, and get frustrated. So it's like I'm just like my ass at home. But mentally, that ain't healthy.
Oh yeah,
That ain't healthy.
it's not. It'll tear you up for real.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be alone in your own head. Like, you get out here for real, for real. Um, what have you been doing lately that that works for you the most mentally?
Writing.
Writing, still writing. Writing is big.
That's the best thing. Writing and talking to my peers. Like whether it's like talking with you or talking, with Hunter or Berto or my brother, like talking with people has helped. Because I always feel like a closed in person and allowing people who want to care for me to care for me has helped a lot too.
That's special. Um, what I know you've had a lot going on this year. Um, a list of events. I know some came as a surprise.
Yes.
And what events have you been involved in the planning of?
None of them.
None of them. They just been calling at you.
None of them. They've just been coming at me, or I've been invited to come and perform at or something. But like I've really had no hand, especially the ones that've been done for me. I had no hand in them. They just did them, and I think they did it that way because they know me. They know I'll be like, okay, well, let me do this. Let me help you do that. And they're like, no.
Nope. You go sit your ass back and enjoy the show.
For real.
Hey. What's that? I'm hearing my heart. Man, which event put together specifically for you has stood out the most?
Oh, there's two. There's one my best friend Kai Winstead did. She actually came all the way from Kingston and came here and she did like an artist collab creative event. And I didn't know that she was doing it and all of like celebrating me and my creativity and just art and stuff. And that was beautiful. It's a formal event she had did at the Signature Chop House. Um, Wonderful. And then the event at the Hive. Like those two were like ones that really stuck out to me. Where I was like, y'all love me for real.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Like to go back and go see some pictures and videos.
Yeah,
and stuff.
for sure.
That was fun. Um, what's coming up next for you?
So tonight there's a celebration event for MC Breed.
Hey.
And so I'm gonna be doing some poetry. I know you're gonna be there, doing your thing too.
Representing for the VRWD.
Facts. So it's so great to be able to like celebrate the creatives and artists before us and stuff. So I'm doing that, and honestly, this is gonna be my last show for the year. So
It's the last one for the year?
It's the last one. I think it's gonna be the last one. I don't know. Every time I say that, the universe will be like, no.
I got it. There's more. Wait, there's more. We still got hell. This is the first day of the month, of month 12. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be squeezing something else. I'm sure you'll be squeezing something else before the year over with. We got 4 weeks left, and a bunch of creators around the town. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be involved in something. Tonight, tune in. MC Breed Day.
Yes.
Featuring AshleyCae. Tune in.
Yes.
Tune in.
7 p.m. and Chris the Boss is gonna be on there too.
Hey, what do you know?
It's gonna be a lot of great creative artists and stuff from our beautiful city here in Flint. I don't care what nobody says. Flint is the best city.
Hey, 1-0, yo, my hero.
So it's gonna be amazing. You guys come and support. Erica put together a beautiful thing, and it's gonna be great to celebrate the legacy of MC Breed.
Yeah, shout out to Eric Breed, y'all. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Another event we're a part of together. Yeah.
We always cross paths.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Damn, that event is coming up soon.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying not to add more questions because I keep looking at the time like, man, I can keep asking some more questions, but we both got somewhere to be. like, man. But is there anything? Is there anything additional you would like to say to the viewers while we're here?
Yeah, so
Do you?
I would just tell everybody, like, thank you for all the years everybody supported me, loving on me, um, and just following my story, who I am. And I have a GoFundMe that has my story and stuff, and y'all share, donate. Every donation helps. My mom's by herself now. My dad passed away, so she's taking care of everything by herself, you know. And I got my brothers, I got my friends. I have a good, strong circle of people, and the support is everything. So just share my story. It helps.
Real quick, because you just mentioned support, and that's something I make sure I ask every guest. To put emphasis on how important it is to have a solid support system.
Right. Yeah, nah, like support system's everything. I feel like for me, a lot of reason why I'm still living is because of my support system. I feel like my support system many a days have saved me from just wanting to jump off the deep end. Because mentally, the battle with cancer is far worse some days than the physical battle. And so I appreciate you, and I appreciate Hunter and Alberto and Drew. Just when y'all just pop in and just check on me. I don't know, like some of them days I be having some dark days, and I be like, well, I guess one more day won't hurt. So it just means the world to me.
I'm glad we went out to a game recently.
Facts. That was amazing. And I had just got out of surgery, like not even a day before.
Yeah, it wasn't even a whole day.
It wasn't even a whole day. He was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because I'm like, I know you dealing with something severe. I know how I be feeling after surgeries and shit. I'm like, Ashley, you sure you want to do this? Because I stay my ass at home. Like, hey, she made it happen though.
It was an amazing experience. I thank you for that, because that was the first ever basketball game I ever been to. Okay, and that was on my bucket list. So thank you.
That's a son. That's a son. I'm glad you were able to attend. If I would have known you ain't been to no games, we could have been hit up again a long time ago. Shit, I was a season member for 3 years now. I'm like, she ain't never what? Like, oh man, let's do that. Let's do that ASAP. Hell yeah. Shit, we got to get you back on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime, anytime.
We gotta get you back on the show. We got
online. I'll be ready.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you about your modeling experience, more about the winning the pageant. Yeah, it's a few things. Shit, you've done a ton of shows, and yeah, just I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Definitely.
You gonna make me cry. Thank you.
Yeah,
no, sensitive.
Sorry, you still a gangster though. Still a gangster. Shit, tears. AshleyCae, everybody. Check her out. MC Breed Day celebration tonight, 7 o'clock, and more to come. She got more to come. We're gonna try to get her to squeeze out another album or something, another project. You know what I'm saying? Get that black guy vibes, you know what I'm saying? That poetry advisory vibes. Measurement in the one or something.
I might have to do something. Maybe a little EP or something.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I have to do something.
That's what I'm talking about. I need to get her on the song with me or something. We gotta do something.
Relax. We don't need to collab.
It's long overdue.
It
long
really
overdue.
Is.
For real. Hell yeah, I'm glad you came through. Bless the show.
Thank you.
Bless the show. Tell them how they can follow you though.
So y'all can follow me. My name's AshleyCae. I'm probably the only AshleyCae you'll ever find. And you can follow me on IG as Dr. Wise. So follow me, my story, what I got going on. I would love to just communicate and talk with people. And I always tell people I'm always open ear. So if you need somebody, I'm always here.
Hey, I like how that sounds. She cold with the Dr. Wise words. Dr. Wise words. She's showing the doctrine right now. Hell yeah, AshleyCae, everybody. Much to discuss. Check her out on the live stream, 7 o'clock, MC Breed Day. Yeah, shout out to Eric Breed. Let's get it. Sean said, love you, Ashley.
Hope you enjoyed the show.